His nickname is Superbad.
Oh, I
there
hope
it is.
we don't lose everything. I'm gonna feel like a jerk.
There it is.
What kind of things do they do in an establishment called Silk? Pretty sure she
Get up.
No, that was okay. That was an easy fix. It was on loop. That's why that happened. I was like, it's gonna start playing somewhere that I'm not ready for. But all right, we are back. Kind of.
What's up, everybody?
Whew. It's gonna be kind of weird. Like, okay, so what's new is, and I'm kind of excited. I was kind of geeking out about it today, but so I'm trying this Twitch.tv. So I think it's gonna be kind of cool. There's a bunch of stuff that we can add that the listeners, if they're tuning in live, you can kind of interact a little bit. So some of it
What?
Yeah.
You mean we have to listen to our listeners?
No, you don't have to listen.
Oh.
But okay, so check this out.
I'm not good with people.
I thought this was cool. So you might not. I don't know. Let me know what you think. So we have the chat, right? So you go to talkinmoto.com like you've done before. Click on the podcast, or I even put it in big letters on the homepage. Click here to listen live, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to dump you in. We got the podcast playing. We got the chat room on the side. So that's kind of normal, what we've had in the past. But kind of the cool thing with this Twitch is you can enter a command, right? So let's say, Scott, who in the hell even won this last weekend, right? So it's real simple. It's exclamation point, and you type in round 1 into the chat, right? Hit your chat button, and then boom, I have it set up so it pops up. Ken Roxon, Ryan Dungey, Muskin are your top 3 for 450s, and then 250 West, McElrath, Plessinger, and Davalos. Boom.
Oh.
Is that cool, or is that just... I don't know.
I feel like that's way beyond our pay grade.
It was all stuff I was kind of messing with today. So I got a ton of little commands, and then I'll work on updating them. But if you're on the website, talkimoto.com, and you're in that chat room, they're down on the bottom. So, but yeah, I got a bunch of stuff. I got 250 points, 250 winners, and the next race. And it's... You want to know what happens when you type in exclamation point next race? It's going to say round 2 from San Diego, California at Petco Park. It's going to air on FS1 at 9 p.m. Central, January 14th. I mean, look at that. All your info's right there. And you just...
I thought maybe boobs came up.
We can do that later. I'll it'll be like an after podcast.
We got to set up some kind of a trapdoor for pornography.
Oh man. So, but yeah, I think I don't know, I thought that was kind of cool. So been kind of working on that, so I'll try to keep up on all of that stuff. That'll be kind of the tricky part. So
Groovy.
So yeah, I've been messing around with that today at work, maybe a little bit. I get these ideas, and then I try to run with it, and if I try to get stuff figured out, and then if I don't, then I get frustrated. Then it just
that's your tax dollars at work, Wisconsin.
It's all good. So yeah, what else? What else did I change? You know what? I honestly didn't do a lot. It's been 3 months, I thought, since our last upload of a podcast.
Really?
Yeah. Or did you think it was longer?
This Slim Jim wrapper has been laying on my computer for 3 months.
It's still good, right?
No, it's empty.
Oh. What were those
Slob.
They were handing them out at Millville. Was that 2 years ago?
Yeah, because I wasn't there this year. I don't remember what them things were called.
That wasn't the Sasquatch things, were they?
I don't remember what they were. I think they might have been. They were some cheap knockoff.
Oh my god.
I ate like 40 of them damn things.
Those were brutal.
Dog treat?
Oh shoot. But where are we going with that? Oh, yeah, so it's been a little while. So it's been, I think, a nice break. Kind of burnt out, I guess. It's tough to do.
It's been enjoyable. It's tough to come back. I mean, today was kind of like the first day of school. It's like, I guess if I have to, I'll do this.
And I'm not gonna lie, like, obviously if you're there, it's a different vibe altogether. But as far as watching it on TV, I thought it was kind of meh for the first round.
I don't know if I agree with you there. I was ready for it, but I don't know. It was a little different for our group. You know, we all got together, so it was a good time. I didn't actually watch it until last night. So, but it's the same old thing. What do you expect? It's not any different. They can screw around with how they time or count laps or whatever. It doesn't matter. It's still Supercross.
Yeah.
Same old thing, year after year after year.
Yeah, I didn't see anything, at least like I said on TV, that made me be like, oh my god, this is amazing. Of course, I could have been sleeping too.
Everybody was trying to make a statement.
But yeah, you brought up the whole new format, and I thought it was kind of funny. Like, for A1, it didn't change anything.
No.
Like, they still did 20 laps. Lights did 15.
I was going to say, if anything, I felt like Saturday night it was actually going to shorten the races.
So get ready for this. I actually did a little bit of work here tonight when I got home from work.
Bull.
So, all right. So this next week, for this weekend, so San Diego, right? I think this is where the new format, if the track were to stay, same laps as last year, or lap times were the same, right? Mm-hmm. So the 450 main would now be about 24 to 25 laps versus 20. So,
these guys are going to be getting dizzy.
But last year, I saw that Dungey's average lap was like just over, or almost 50 seconds, like 49.7. But then I think I went back to like 2015, and it was more like 56 seconds. So that's too far to remember what was different. But so yeah. I mean, I think on the shorter laps, I think it's great. And I guess if they do go over a minute or whatever, I think I'm all right with it if it's a little shorter. So I was all right with it.
It was all right. It gets kind of ridiculous when you get down to LCQs and they're 3 minutes plus one lap or whatever the hell they are. But yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping that it would create a little bit more drama, but
how was it going to do that?
I don't know. Not sure. That maybe guys would get after it a little bit more on the LCQ, but I guess it's all.
It didn't really change anything, Before you had 5 laps. Now you're pretty much gonna have the same. So,
right. Nothing new. It'll change. I don't know. It'll be fine.
It's all good. I mean, honestly, why it took them so long to do it is just beyond me. I mean, how much more sense could it make? You're trying to fit an event into a TV schedule. There's a bright idea. Let's time the races. Duh.
Fair enough. Let's see. Man, this is not gonna be good.
What?
That was
How
half.
did you do?
That we've already gone through half of the notes I made.
Oh boy.
Be a short podcast.
Oh boy.
I did have a few people ask
Gonna
me.
have to improv.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Like, I don't want to. This is gonna be me kind of venting a little bit. I didn't ask for any help, right? Like anyone that wanted to help us out on the podcast, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I know I've done that before and had the little cheesy kind of commercials, but like there's several other podcasts that I listen to, and it's like I'm sitting there, I'm like, all I'm listening to is commercials, right?
Yep.
And I didn't ask you or tell you I was going to ask you this, but like right now, if you could buy any motorcycle, any brand, I would say that you would buy a Honda, right? Or no?
I would say that's a fairly safe bet. Yes.
So, cause why? You're a Honda guy, right? So it's
Yep.
just like, I don't know. I just don't. I'm not gonna go buy something because I've heard so and so, you know. And if we
Yeah,
have,
you and I are the exceptions to that, though. I feel like,
uh,
especially in this industry, everybody's so reliant on what the magazines say is the best bike or what they say is the best product. It's like, honestly, it's one of the things that I hate about moto is that there is almost zero brand loyalty out there.
well, yeah, I'm just like, you're gonna buy what you guys are gonna want to buy, like regardless of what I would say, and I ain't gonna lie,
Yeah.
I skipped through all of them, and if if I'm listening and then it's just rambling commercials and then I skip and it's more rambling commercials, I'm gonna skip again. I guess that's one way to get through a podcast pretty fast, but
So what you're saying is we have no sponsors this year?
no, nobody
So what you're saying is I'm doing this for free.
again.
Don't work for free, Scott.
Get you a T-shirt.
I knew I should have signed the contract before we started this. I'm going to have my people talk to your people.
Fair enough. But I don't know. That's just kind
I
of
don't
what
need pay. I just want a new chair.
done.
Chair sucks.
And a coffee mug.
I don't need a coffee mug. Ooh. Football way over there. Oh well.
So yeah, that's kind of been my attitude lately. You're kind of bored. Same thing, same shit, different day.
It's all good, man. We don't need them.
And that's the other thing. If you know, if you got sensitive ears, but like if I wanted to say cock and balls right on my podcast, I can say that, and I don't have to worry. Yeah. So
Your podcast.
And if we run out of stuff to say, then we run out of stuff to say. Because it's kind of like, you know, you're not tuning in to listen to race results. Dear God, you should have known 5 seconds after the race was over who won. You know?
Or unless you're like me and 5 seconds after the race is over, you forget.
So, you know, we're a bench racing podcast, and shooting the shit is what I wanted it to be, and so I'm hoping maybe if I take it a little less serious, that it'll turn out to be we'll have more fun with it.
Would this have anything to do with our number one sponsor being too big for us nowadays?
Who? SKD?
No.
Who?
I don't know if I want to say him.
Go ahead. It's okay.
He's not a sponsor anymore, so he probably doesn't listen.
Who?
Plainview.
Oh, Matt? No. Oh, no. That's good. I didn't ask him.
You know, he's got this big Supercross team now. Screw that podcast crap.
There goes our budget. No, I honestly I didn't ask anybody.
That was a joke, Scott.
I know.
Trying to be funny. I'm not very good at it.
But this thing is making me nervous. I'm gonna hit refresh.
Reefer?
Mm-hmm. Still working out the tweaks here. All right, so that's good. Okay, just needed to update. Yeah, I had a few people ask.
23 identities live in Kevin's body.
Stupid ad. I didn't do the pod or the fantasy. No fantasy league this year.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, and it was like I spent a lot of time on that, and I don't know. It's kind of maybe that's what kind of burnt me out of it. But I didn't do that. I didn't do any. I seen Jackson was doing something with Black Diamond on a league. I thought there was something with. Oh my goodness. Kellogg, I thought, was doing something. You know, I was like, shoot, I should sign up. And then I'm like, you know what? No, I am not going to sign up.
You're not doing it at all.
I didn't do one fantasy.
Wow. Coming along nicely.
Did you do any?
I did.
Which one did you end up doing?
I just did Rocky Mountain. And the only reason I really did it is because the Black Diamond one. The Black Diamond group is on Rocky Mountain, so I did it just for the hell of it. But I was reminded during the main event on Saturday night why I don't do it.
You did you pick with your heart?
No, I picked with my brain, and I felt like I picked pretty solid. And for about 5 laps there, I was dead on. I had top 5. The only thing I was missing was wild card. I was like, man, I'm going to just take the lead and never look back this year. And then it all went to hell.
Then Tomac tossed out the anchor.
Exactly. I'm blaming it on Tomac. It was his fault.
He had a good thing going.
So.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like you want to pick, and it's like, you know, you got good intentions with your picks, and then it just doesn't pan out, and then you're like, shit. But
yeah, what do you do?
So yeah, there's no no fantasy for TMP this year. Me and Jason, we talked about this yesterday. I'm gonna try, and we'll have to wait and see how tonight's podcast goes. So you should be able to archive listen on Twitch, which I think is cool. It should be mobile friendly for all that stuff. I might switch it and push everything to the Talkin Moto website, so there won't be any more iTunes or SoundCloud. So yeah, if you want to listen, you got to go to the website. I think it's pretty simple. But and if you don't like it, then I guess people won't listen then. Crickets.
I like it.
All right. So that's kind of my little rant and rave for the first part.
It's all good. Welcome back.
Welcome
You're
back.
starting to see things my way. I'm proud of you. Let's do as little as absolutely possible.
See, and I think in years past, I don't know, I come home from work and I don't want to say that I'm not excited or I am excited, but then, like, you know, I do a bunch of stuff and that sometimes we don't even talk about it or I'll forget to bring it up. But I think some of the better podcasts is when we don't have like an outline and we're just kind of shooting the shit, and that's kind of what I want the podcast to be, you know.
Exactly. Which is why we kicked Jeff out.
Yeah, thoughts and prayers, Jeff. Thoughts
He
and prayers.
always thought he had to run things, and we had to go by this strict outline.
Do you think he'll come back?
I don't know. Probably not now.
Damn. Well, he
might.
He's got his spot.
He might start feeling left out.
So, all right. Well, what do you think of the races?
You know, I got to tell you, Saturday night I was having fun. It was good. I watched them last night, and I actually had a buddy of mine actually was texting me yesterday, and I don't know if he waited until yesterday to watch the races or what exactly happened there, but he brought up something that Ralph and Ebbing were saying, and I was like, I don't remember any of that. And then I got to thinking about it, and I'm like, oh, that's because I really couldn't hear the TV. So I made it a point to watch last night when they re-aired it. And man, he was right. Those guys were terrible.
Hey, it's the first one.
It's just like, man, they're talking about Roxon making a statement, and I swear to God, they said the word statement 30 times within a matter of 5 minutes. It's like, Jesus, shut up, you guys.
Yeah, I don't know. It didn't bother those guys. Don't bother me. I know some people kind of don't like Ralph, but it was kind of like the Packer game last night. Like, people hate Joe Buck. I don't think he's that bad, but
I don't mind Joe Buck when he shows a little emotion. It's when Joe Buck does the Joe Buck. And yeah, that's it. So yeah, the Yankees win the World Series. It's like, no, you got to have some emotion, dude. You got to build it up. That's your job.
Fire me up. Ugh.
I just don't like Troy Aikman. But then again, I don't watch football, so whatever.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Foosball is the devil.
I gotta bring up all this stuff. I don't know. When I was watching the race, this is gonna sound really bad. It's the first one, so don't judge me. But like, Roxon's out front, McElrath's out front. Like, it was like the guy that got the start. Other than Martin, he got passed on the last lap in that heat race, but didn't pretty much every guy that pulled the whole shot was gone, right?
Mm-hmm.
If my memory is right. And I'm like, man, what about, don't be mad, I'm thinking either like the Joker lane or like I don't want to say the split main events yet, but I don't know, just something to like, I'm like, that's boring. That's my personal opinion, though.
I would agree.
This is not a bad.
I mean, during the 450 main, we were watching stroller races live in the basement with two kids, and it was more entertaining than what was on TV.
Like, I know there's, more action than they can show, but like I said, it's just that was kind of blah for the first one. Nothing really exciting I saw happen. There's a little battle there with McElrath and Martin, but
Didn't last very long though.
no, it didn't last long, and he kind of checked out on that last lap. But
I don't know. Just it was what it is. I mean, it's Supercross.
Yeah. All right. So actually, shoot. I think. Oh, I already got it on there. Never mind. Plot twist. Nothing happened. So Roxon wins pretty convincingly, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually, I think, with you and Tomac, whatever he said is what, arm pump or something.
Dude's always got an excuse.
Yeah.
Maybe he should have focused a little less on the mountain biking and a little more on something else.
You didn't like that segment?
Well, it's just like, okay. Like we were saying, he mountain bikes 3,000 feet for training. Maybe he should have mountain biked 5,000 feet.
Oh, shoot. I don't know. I think I say this every year. Like, I honestly would rather see them ditch the stupid social media segment and like Weimer finishes first in the semi, right? I would rather them interview him than kind of do the Twitter.
Yeah, but interviews are such a freaking joke.
Yeah,
It's the same thing over and over again. I'm going to ask you this stupid question, and you're not going to answer it.
Okay, so you think they can do a 50-50 where 1 week we ask the stupid questions, then the next week we do stupid Twitter segment?
I'd get rid of the stupid Twitter segment, period. I don't even know why they waste their time on that.
Oh, yes, I'm not a fan. My brother is checking in via the chat room.
Ooh.
He thinks they should have cheerleaders.
Isn't that kind of what the Monster Girls are?
Well, yes. Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it'd be like, isn't it the GPs? Not the MX GPs, but the is that the right
Moto
name?
GP?
Yeah, the Moto GPs. They have like one chick for every rider. I think. Or am I telling a blatant lie?
I have no idea. When I watch MotoGP, I guess I don't pay a lot of attention to it. I do watch it from time to time, but here's an idea. How about we show races since the races are on?
What do you mean? Right now?
Why do we need all this? Why do we need all this extra crap?
No. It's the money.
I know it's the money. It's them selling out. I totally get it.
And don't let me leave without going on my my money rant.
But why couldn't they be like us and just say the hell with it? We're not going to have sponsors. We're just going to do this thing.
Yeah, deuces. F you guys.
I mean, forget about the fact that it's their living. Maybe they should get real jobs and do it on the side because they're hardcore.
Yeah. Jason knows. He's ready.
Hell yeah, sign me up. Just kidding. Don't sign me up. That sounds like way too much work.
So, refresh my memory. What is your thoughts on say well, I'm going to use Davalos because he kind of takes the brunt of all the shit for being in the lights class or 250s for as long as he has. Are you okay with it?
I have absolutely no problem with it.
Yeah.
I don't view the 250 or the lights class as an introductory class like a lot of people do. I feel like it's its own class. If you're better at racing a 250, then stay in the 250 class.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
don't care.
See, that's I'm on the same boat. Like, if that's what you can do, great. It'd be like, I think, no different than, let's say, like Bowers, he's on that new team, so that doesn't work out. And so is he not allowed to drop back and race arena cross? Because that, the whole road to Supercross thing. So you got all those guys coming up, and then you're gonna throw him back into the mix. Maybe that's a little extreme, but
A little bit.
but yeah, like if that's what you want to race, then that's what you race. I don't see a big deal, because then it's like, all right, so Davalos moves up, Stewart moves up. You have all these guys that are moving up. You're gonna have a lot of guys that aren't gonna make the main, you know. So then
Yeah.
what? You got, 30 good riders and 22 spots. Or am I completely missing the point?
No, I don't think so.
So
I don't get why there's such a big outcry that, oh my god, he's been in the 250 class for way too long. Who cares?
Yep. Okay, good. We're on the same spot.
I just don't see it as an introductory class. I don't feel like that's what it is.
And then, yeah, maybe this is a good segue into the money side of it. And I get it. Like, I raced amateur, and that's all I ever was. So I get, or maybe I don't get, the amount of time that these guys have to put in, and that's all they, that's what they do, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like, I don't know. I guess I got a little worked up because you've probably seen it, but they're always talking about like the purse payout and how little it is.
Yeah.
But like, kind of the asshole inside of me is like, if you don't like it, go fucking do something else. Like,
Mm-hmm.
is that too harsh?
No.
Like, no one's forcing you to do this. But then it's like, how much do you want it to be, and it's the other part that I don't know, and I was trying to like do a little digging today after work, and it's like, yeah, the purse money is, well, let's see. So Roxon gets 12 grand for winning, $1,500 for the whole shot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think he really gives a shit about that? Like, that's not where he's making his money.
No.
You know.
Somebody like him doesn't care about that.
Right. So it's just like all the other deals, your helmet deal, your goggle deal, your boots, your gear, all the other sponsors, So it's like, what is some of that money that you guys are making? And maybe some of these guys that are, complaining about it, like, well, what, you're making money somewhere,
I think part of the bitch is that there's so few in the sport that are making that kind of money that they don't have to worry about what the purse is. But at the same time, do those guys deserve to make any bigger money than they do because they're not winning every weekend? It's just such a, I don't know, it's such a unique sport when it comes to that, because a good bike only gets you so far. It's not like NASCAR. If you have, and I hate to use NASCAR because I hate NASCAR, but if you are on a team like Joe Gibbs Racing, chances are you're going to do pretty well because you've got top-notch equipment and you can pretty much stick any idiot that's ever driven a race car in that car, and they're probably going to do okay if they don't crash. Dirt bikes are a whole nother ball game because you can have the best bike out there, but if you're not in the best shape and have the biggest balls, you're not going to go out there and do well.
Yep.
Don't leave me hanging like that, Scott. I thought I lost you. Cripes.
I don't like. This is gonna sound bad again, but like when I hear these comments about, the purse, it's just like, then man, just go do something else. Like I feel when I hear comments or read comments like that, the people that I think about are the people that work at McDonald's that want $15 an hour. That's what I feel like. It's like if you don't like it, go do something else. Like that makes me sound like an asshole.
Well, it's a really tough argument, but I really do feel like the guys at the top are the guys that are putting in the time. And the rest are just kind of out there. I don't know. That's probably not fair to say, but.
So then this other idea that I had today when I'm looking at the payout, really going to piss people off, because pretty much if you make the night show, you're making money or you're getting some money back, right?
Yeah.
So if you want to be real pricks about it, how about you only get paid if you make the main? Then you
would see a lot of 10 and 12 rider gates if you start doing that.
It's a bad idea. But I don't know. But I mean,
I don't know. It's really tough because how many sports are out there that you have this pro class that races every weekend, and Joe Blow from off the street, who has a pro license, I totally get that, but who doesn't necessarily race full time or whatever, can come in and race that weekend because it's local for him. I mean, there isn't another sport on the planet like that, a professional sport. So it's really hard to compare and to, I guess, make it all make sense. But I do feel like some of the crying sometimes, it's like, all right, well, let's consider what you guys are doing for a living here. I understand it's a ton of work. Guess what? I do it too. I pay every week to do what you guys do for a living. I work 40 hours a week so I can go do what you guys do for a living on the weekends. And I think some of them just need to be reminded of that.
Right. Yeah. I will agree.
You're never going to get NFL money in Supercross. It's never going to happen. So give it up.
Well, that's just it. I was trying to figure out like what would that number be, And I thought I did my math right. Could be wrong though. But do you want to make, what's a good number? Is it 100,000 in purse money? To make everyone happy? Because I mean that would be, granted you'd have to tier it up a little bit, but if everybody made 100,
tearing up.
Get a tissue, it'll be okay. So granted you would tier it up for, the closer to first, but I mean if you want to do $100,000, you'd have to make it'd be 50. Was it $5,800? Would be the payout. But I don't know. But like, I have no idea. Like, what does it cost to put on a track or to put on a race? You know, the renting, and I'm sure the cost, and I'm sure Feld or whoever, like, they're in making, you know, they're like any business, they want to make money, you know. But
yeah, but I mean, when you look at it that way, it's one of the most expensive events to put on.
just like, what do you mean, like getting all this stuff put in, taken out, and?
Well, I mean, just perhaps the dirt work alone has to be just astronomical. I mean, you're bringing in what, I can't remember what they say, but 300 to 500 truckloads of dirt. Well, guess what? Those trucks don't run for free. Right. You have to pay people to bring that in, and then you have to pay people to haul it out when it's over with. They're renting equipment, and then they have their staff and all of that. I get that that's a part of the sport that nobody sees, and that's a kind of a source for a lot of bitching on the amateur level too. Is these promoters just have to be rolling in it? It's like, no, if you actually know how all this works, they're not rolling in it. Yeah, there's a select few that are, but it's not quite the moneymaker that everybody thinks it is.
Right. So, I mean, that's what I tried to Google search. I'm like, how much does it cost to rent Angel Stadium? And then it's like, picks up like the...
Send him an email. I'm having a bachelor party.
Oh, shoot. I thought that was pretty funny. But, yeah, it brings up...
Come up and just say, you can't afford it.
Listen here, a-hole, get out of here. But, but yeah, like I said, I'm sure there's lots of costs. I think it'd be kind of nice to know, even if it's not exact, a ballpark, so you can be like, you know what? Yeah, it costs, it's $100,000 to put on a race, or whatever the hell the number is. But
well, I kind of feel like you. I don't feel like it's anybody's business, and if you don't like it, leave.
Yeah, I like it.
Guess what I do when I get pissed off about racing or promoters or whatever? I don't go. Or when I get pissed off at my job and my boss and the fact that I don't make enough money. Well, I still go, but I don't sit there and cry about it.
The thought is there. Oh, shoot. Yeah, that's what my brother said too. He said could be about 500, but he could be wrong.
Yeah, I have no idea. I have no idea what the actual number is. It depends on the track too, but I mean, consider that alone. One truck is easily $100 an hour. So put that into perspective.
Yeah. Ah, shoot. So yeah, I guess that was kind of my little rant on the whole.
I didn't know there was a money rant again. I hate to say it, but I haven't really been paying a whole lot of attention to anything that's been going on outside of just actually watching the race. So not that I ever really do, but
that's kind of like. I don't know. This is the other thing that it gets me really burnt out, and I need to try not to. Nice. That was a good one.
I can do that now. We don't have sponsors.
Yeah, who gives a shit? Is I hate when, and I'm gonna use the old term, like shit runs downhill, right? You've all heard that before.
I live it.
So it's just like, I get really burnt out, And this could be, if, we know people are listening, so take notes of what customers...
Do we?
Yes.
Do we know people are listening?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
100%.
okay. Hello, people that are listening.
It's like, I hate when on, let's say, show A has this guy on, right? Then show B has the same guy on. Okay? Then we're going to have show 3 with yet same guy. Right? Like, what the hell are you going to say?
You're obsessed with Steve.
No, it's not Steve. It's just like, I can't take it anymore. Like, you're not going to say anything on this guy's show that you're going to say on this other guy's show, and you're going to say on this other guy's show. Like, that's going to be any different. It's going to be the same shit over again. Does that make any sense to what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Man, this is
Totally get it.
Talking negative.
But everybody, but not everybody listens to every podcast that's out there or every show that's out there. Everybody has their own. So
that's where we
That's why they go and do the rounds.
That's where we step in, Jason. We gotta be different.
We are different.
So, but yeah.
And then they just make fun of us for being different.
The black sheeps.
Yes.
But yeah. So that's my other rant. See, I feel better. I got that off my chest.
That's what I'm here for. How does that make you feel?
All right, let's...
I put my hands together with my pointer fingers pointing out when I said that. And I'm sitting here with my legs crossed. How does that make you feel?
Do I have to give you a check now? Like...
Yep.
Damn.
Sure do.
And I didn't... I heard a little bit, I think, on Twitter today. Something about Reed and Pike running into each other. That's why Reedy was out.
Oh, how dare anybody touch Chad Reed?
Oh. Yeah. Assholes. So he was down there. And then what? Kennard crashed out. Well, didn't crash out, but he never even raced or started.
He hurt himself.
Yeah.
Isn't that what happened? Didn't he hurt himself somehow when he fell down?
I think he crashed in practice. And
that's right. But it took until he got the last transfer spot in the LCQ for him to decide that, Kyle, I'm just not feeling it tonight.
He did crash in his heat race, too.
It's just kind of like, dude, you stole that final transfer position, and then you just didn't bother showing up.
Could have gave that
it's the
to
ultimate
Purcell.
F you. Nah, I should have given it to somebody else, but we actually had this discussion Saturday night, and I brought that up, and then Jeff said, yeah, then Purcell would have been in the main. I'm like, never mind, you did the right thing.
Shoot. Oh my god, that was funny. So who else were you surprised, or is there really anything that happened results wise? I think, okay, let's start at the top. Do you think, or is it too early for everyone else to be in trouble with Roczen?
It's way too early. I mean, I feel like the guy is definitely going to dominate this year. But, I mean, that's right now. We saw at Monster Cup once again that he is fallible, that he can make mistakes. He's not over that. And, yeah, the bike and him, they're all working great right now. But you never know. You can't say, "Oh, this is Roxon's. It's over." You can't do that. I feel like Dungey is going to have to step it up if he wants to actually compete with the guy, because I definitely think that this isn't going to be a year that you can just focus on finishing, second, third, maybe fourth all year long and win a championship, because I get the feeling that Roxon's going to be more dominating than that, but you don't know for sure. The guy can still make mistakes.
Yeah, I just think it's going to be tough for anybody when he starts. I pretty much started first, got the whole shot, which I thought who did I have?
I believe it was Marvin.
Yeah, there you go.
That they thought got the whole shot and he didn't.
So I think if he starts, of course, he was leading Monster Cup, like you said, when he crashed.
Yep.
Well, poop. All right, well.
You just never know.
That's why they go racing.
Five races from now, if he's still just on it and totally dominating, then yes, I'll tell you, we can start just handing it to Roxon, but I just don't think we can do that yet.
Ace is checking in. He says if he doesn't crash, it'll be a boring series. So,
true. It's true. I'll give you that, unless Dungey figures out a way to step it up. But I don't know.
I thought he did pretty good, like moving through. I mean, it wasn't, in their standards, fourth or fifth is a horrible start, but got by Muskin, and Tomac had his little issues. So, and then by then he was.
What a bummer. I really wanted to see more out of Tomac. I was really hoping that things were going to be different for him this year, but it just really looks like it's going to be more of the same.
I think he'll be okay. He'll be okay.
I just feel like that's something that you don't fix in a week or 2 weeks or even in half of a season. More than anything, I'm bummed for the guy. I mean, I'm not at the level that these guys are at, but I've totally been there where, you take 6 weeks off from racing and all you do is ride, and you feel like you're just on top of the world and nobody's going to beat me. And then you go line up and you finish mid-pack and you gave it everything you have. And you're just like, I'm going to say, what the fuck? I had this.
Yep.
It happened to me 3 weeks ago. Again. I mean, it's just, I feel for the guy. I'm more bummed for him than I am like disappointed in him. It's like, damn it, dude. What do you got to do?
Mm-hmm. All right. So, like, I'm going down the list, and I'm trying to think about guys that I remember seeing on TV. So obviously Roxon, they talk about Dungey, a little bit about Muskin. I think Anderson seemed kind of quiet for fourth, right?
Yeah, I would agree. I had him picked for fifth. I figured he was an easy top 5 pick. I think the top 5 picks are pretty easy right now, but
the order in which they finish.
Yeah, I expected him to be a little more on fire.
I'm trying to, like I said, I don't ever remember him mentioning Seeley. Got 6th.
No.
Once again, I'm gonna sound like an ass. I'm really kind of over Millsaps. Like it's always seems to be something, right?
Yeah, he's definitely kind of turned into that guy that there's always something going on. But I did not he's one that I did not expect to see in the top 5, especially after the news kind of broke that he wasn't feeling well and that he was dealing with the broken ribs and that. I didn't expect him anywhere near. I expected him maybe top 10, but so I think that was actually kind of an impressive finish for him, but he has kind of gotten to that point where it's just like, man, it's always something with you.
Yep. All right. So continuing down, I don't remember him even mentioning Pike, other than the only thing I'm drawing in with Pike is just the after the race Twitter mention. Or actually, no, that might have been Vital, actually, that I read that they ran into each other. But
yeah, I don't remember much talk about Pike.
No. I really like that my brother's listening into the podcast. So,
So happy for you.
Yeah.
Neither of my brothers would ever want anything to do with this.
Tell them to listen. But
yeah, right.
So I actually had.
Listen up, Roger. You can listen to this in your ice fishing shack.
Yeah, perfect. You're not doing anything anyway. Just turn it on.
Took the week off to go ice fishing. Like, dude, what's wrong with you?
That does seem pretty sweet.
But he didn't go anywhere. He's ice fishing around here.
So I don't know why, and I think I've kind of bashed Webb before in the past, but I had him a lot higher than where he finished.
I figured it was going to be tough for him.
So that's kind of what my brother had said. A little bit of a reality check maybe for Mr. Webb.
A little bit. I mean, honestly, the guy's just not consistent enough with his starts. We've seen this for the last 2 years, and it was different in the 250 class because you could get a bad start, and if you were just a badass on the bike, you could get around guys and go to the front. Well, guess what? This is 450s now, and that doesn't happen. And honestly, how long has it been since the 450 class was actually as stacked as it is? I mean, really, other than Roxon, the top 5 is, I mean, those guys are pretty serious. So I think it's going to take a little bit more for little Cooper to find his way to the front. I kind of figured if he did somehow pull a race out of his ass and win Anaheim 1, he'd be one of those guys that won A1, and then we never heard from him the rest of the season, that it would just kind of be a fluke. But I've always kind of felt like A1 is a curse, which is another reason why I'm not jumping on the Roxon bandwagon just yet, because I feel like a lot of times we see somebody win A1 and then we don't hear from them the rest of the year.
So do you think maybe that's what's going to, I hate to say it, but make the races boring? Like, you have a lot of good guys, so whoever gets that, first, second, third, maybe place start, and then you get that guy that's further back, and it, maybe he just can't work his way to the front in time. Or
well, I don't think it's a good sign that 5th place was a half a minute behind the leader at the end of the race. I think that's pretty crappy, but I mean, you never know. It's the first race of the season. I don't think you can draw any conclusions just yet. I hope it tightens up a little bit. I hope these guys, figure their shit out and actually make some entertaining races out of that. Otherwise, yes, it's going to be a very long season.
Damn. I hope not. We need some excitement.
Agreed.
What else we got? So I guess I don't know if you mind me going down the order. So Weimer, he's on the fill-in ride for Barsha, broke his wrist or whatever, so he's filling in for a couple weeks.
Yeah, I kind of felt like he was taking the fill-in rider thing a little too seriously. I felt like a couple times he got passed and he was just kind of, I'm just the fill-in guy. I don't want to get in anybody's way here. It's like, dude, F that. Get out there and win a race.
So finishes 11th, and I think that's his spot.
Yeah, I would agree.
All right. Former guest on the show, so I don't want to bash him too bad, but that's his spot.
We ruined his career, just like everybody else we ever had on.
They should have known better. They had no idea what they were getting themselves into.
Really should have.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know, maybe a spot or two up or down, but I don't see him finishing like 5th or 6th. But
Maybe once or twice, but not if he's only riding 4 weeks.
I guess though, and I don't feel too bad. I'm kind of jumping over Bogle here, but Wilson, he's kind of just doing what the West Coast swing of things on like that privateer Yamaha, whatever he's got going on. Like,
Yeah.
It's kind of, I don't want to say it's back to the money thing, but like, obviously all these guys are awesome riders, but like, what's Dino's problem? You know, it's like the dude always gets hurt. So it's like, I don't know. Do they start like backing it down a little bit so they don't crash, or are they just wired that way and there is no, it's either on or off, you know? But
Well, I've always felt like the crashing thing is one thing, but the constantly getting hurt thing is totally different. I feel like that's kind of what separates these guys, and the guys that actually train properly and are in the best shape. You don't see them getting hurt because they're doing it right. The guys that are constantly getting hurt are the guys that really aren't in all that great of shape. They might, they might have their program worked out so they don't necessarily get tired, but I feel like having, decent muscle mass and all that really goes a long ways as far as if you hit the ground hard, what's going to, absorb that shock.
for me,
And that's coming from a guy that's obviously in amazing shape. But
I just mainly use fat.
as I gulp my Diet Mountain Dew, it's diet.
Shoot. But but I don't know. Like I'm looking at the list. Like I don't know what people want. If you push everyone to the 450 class, like not everyone's going to have the greatest to ride. So it's like, what are you going to do? You either do with what you got, or hate to say it, you go do something else. Like I don't
Exactly.
I don't know.
Not everybody wins a trophy.
That's right. But I don't know. Then I don't know. That's it. That's all I got on that. We'll leave it at that.
Fair enough.
Want to jump over to the little guys?
What little guys?
Yeah,
Did I miss something?
No.
Is there a midget race?
I did see some midget wrestling once.
Oh boy.
It's pretty entertaining.
Huh.
Are you surprised with McElrath?
Yeah. I mean, where the hell did he come from, honestly? And you know what's stupid? We're kind of doing our, we're watching the race this Saturday night. We're kind of just, when they actually show the starting grid, we paused it and said, pick your guy. In the heat race, I was actually going to jokingly pick McElrath, but I thought, nah, he doesn't have a chance in hell, so I didn't. And he goes out there and wins. And then all of a sudden, main event time comes around. I'm like, God, I should pick McElrath, but that was probably just a fluke. and then the dude is just a complete badass. I was shocked by him, honestly. I thought that was awesome.
No, I think it definitely a surprise. So, all right, so he wins. I don't think Plessinger getting second is out of line.
No.
Right up there. I think Davalos. I think that's where he's up there. I mean, didn't he lead most of the points last year for a while, or was right up there? So, no surprise.
Lost the points lead in Canada.
Fuck, Canadians. I guess my surprise, I think, is Oldenburg with 4.
Yeah, we were talking about Oldenburg too, and how really impressive he is. I mean, when you consider it was just a couple of years ago, the dude's picking up privateer stuff just as much as he can, and going to as many races as he can, and dealing with all the privateer crap, and then all of a sudden the guy just like, boom, here he is. He's a pro. He's a badass. So I thought that was, I don't want to say I'm surprised by how well he did Saturday night, because I guess I've gotten to the point where I kind of expect that out of him. Mm-hmm. But I mean, really looking back, you do have to be impressed with the guy.
Yep. Yes, sir. I was that's my surprise. Like I said. What about little Martin?
Such a tough one to talk about.
It's okay.
It's tough.
He did good. I thought Heat was good. A little bum that, we kind of already talked about this briefly, but, he got past, led all but the last lap pretty much. But I didn't see, and I don't know if they replayed it on the show, but obviously a not or mediocre start. So.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I expected much better out of him. I guess one of these days I just need to accept the fact that Supercross just really isn't his strong suit, but I guess I don't know if I was expecting more, but I definitely wanted to see more. I really hope he has a little bit left in the tank and is able to step it up.
And I'm sure he will. I mean, yeah, like you said, it was and I don't want to compare it to McGrath, but it took him how long to win an outdoor title, And it was like Supercross was his thing, outdoors not so much. So it's like we know he can win. So, but whatever, shit happens, gets a bad start and works his way up to 6. So not horrible. So, but yeah, I think I'm with you. I wish he would have done a little bit better, but I would say going off how he's done in the past, 6 not bad either.
No. And really, I kind of feel like, the same as 450s. I feel like that West Coast lights class is kind of stacked right now, so I guess you could say he did all right.
No, actually, I had, I don't know. I threw all my chips on Faulkner. He was my guy.
Why?
I don't know.
What in the hell made you think that was a good idea? I will never understand why people thought he was going to come out and just light the world on fire.
I don't know. I got sucked into the hype, I guess. That was
He comes out in Monster Cup and looks good. Well, guess what? This is for real.
Do you think there's any connection with what is not at Monster Cup? And what did he crash in?
Yeah. Nah, I don't know. I think that's a stretch. Those whoops are freaking gnarly, though.
That's the only thing I had. I don't know. I was just, I think Clayton posted something on Facebook about a giveaway or something, and throw your your 450, 250 winners. And I was like, all right, Roxon, coming into the weekend, I was 95.9% sure Roxon was going to win. And then I was like, 250s, I'm like, And McElrath wasn't even on my radar. And I'm like, I'd like to see Martin, but I'm like, screw it. I'm like, I'm going Faulkner. What the hell? So that turned out well for me.
Yeah, I did not believe the hype. I still don't believe the hype. Dude's got a lot to prove.
Well, that's fair enough. All right, who else we got here? Meh. That's what I say about the rest of the field. I'm an asshole tonight. Oh my god. There was a lot of talk about Chisholm and Nicoletti racing the 250s. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Chisholm did all right. 10th.
I kind of wanted to see Phil do a little better, but it's what it is.
I didn't see if something happened to him. I know he crashed in the heat there, but
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. No one actually from like 11th down, not to be an ass, other than Nicoletti. Like, I really don't know any of these guys.
No. Season is young, dude.
So
We'll figure him out.
I seen Bowers, the team he's on, or I think he's wrenching for him, but is it Champion and Chris Aldridge? Those guys just missed out, so it's kind of like, shit.
Yeah, Chris Aldridge needs to go back to school.
Whoa. Oh.
Well, seriously, man, what has he done?
Rough stretch.
He's been given some pretty impressive opportunities, and he's really just kind of flopped.
Speaking of flopped, I just seen Kennard flop into the corner. Take out Alex Ray just now.
Trey took out Ray.
Ah, ha, ha. I seen what you did there.
See what I did there?
All right. That's it. That's going to be a wrap on the 250 class. I did this today on the podcast. I don't know if I'll try to do this every week, but I thought it was kind of fun. I did a poll question.
I answered your poll question.
Was it stupid? Or no, maybe not. You can say the question if you want, but like the whole.
I thought it was easy.
It was easy. Okay, hang on.
I think it was an easy question.
Let me.
No brainer.
Shit. I gotta bring it up here. This is where we need music to play. Nice. Good job, Jason.
That's all I know.
Perfect. All right. So I tried doing this, and hopefully we'll get people to kind of interact with it. So I will try to do maybe a poll every week, and I tried pushing it on the Twitter. I put it right on the Talkin Moto homepage. I think I even put it on like the district on the Facebook page as well. So it's pretty simple. Who will win round 2 from San Diego this weekend? And I had a few choices. So you had Roxon, Dungey, Muskin, Anderson, Tomac. So pretty much took the top 5, and then I threw in a wild card of an other. And let's check the results. And yes, Roxon dominating the straw poll.
I don't feel like you can pick anybody else right now. He has to prove that he's capable of not winning before I'm going to pick against him right now.
Yep. Yeah, it's definitely tough not to. I don't know what would make you think you'd want to pick anybody else, especially if he's, if he starts. Okay, let's maybe rephrase this. He can start wherever the hell he wants. If he's leading if he's leading by the end of lap 1, forget it.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna jump back because I'm watching. I believe this is the. I don't know if this is the semi or what, with Webb and Bogle. Did he give him the finger over the finish line? Did you see that?
I don't recall.
It's like I don't know what happened if Bogle cut over on him or what, but Webb goes over the finish line and he turns around and I don't know. He had to either point at him or give him the finger, one of the two, because his head pointing back, body turned, and arm is out that way, like he's gesturing something towards him. But I didn't know what it was.
I don't know what to tell you.
And then Bogle block passes him on the last lap and gets by him anyway. So, good times. Good times. But yeah, anyway, back to the old straw poll. So yeah, maybe I'll try to come up with something maybe later in the week or something, and then we can talk about it next week or something. I don't know.
Good idea.
So that's that. Do you want to talk about Bubblicious?
No.
Okay.
What's there to say?
And this is really gonna sound really shitty, but this is kind of the path. I just thought that was like I'm embarrassed to say what I said, but I'm like, it's like the Kim Kardashian of Supercross is what is the words that I said. It's like, you're not,
I'm
like,
not really sure what that means, but
well, what to me what it meant was like, you're not there. So like the whole Instagram thing, like post that he did like the night before saying how he's not done racing, blah 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 blah. Like, I honestly don't give two shits. Like, you guys have known when A1 has been, it's not like, oh,
exactly.
But
dude, what are you waiting for?
Yeah, like plot twist, like A1.
This has been on the schedule for a while.
Right.
It's not like you go, oh, wait, what? It's next weekend? Well, nobody told me.
Right, and it's like, maybe no one's. I guess people have been talking about him, but I'm just gonna. Maybe this isn't his intent, or what, but it was like, I'm gonna post this to get a little buzz going.
I kind of feel like that's all that's going on there. My favorite part about it is he keeps saying, we're gonna do it, and we're gonna do it my way. I'm gonna do this my way. Well, okay, so that means what? You're gonna show up for races and not finish because you fell down and bumped your arm, and then not show up for the rest of the year, because that seems to be your way right now. Sorry. That's just how it is, man. That's just how I see it. And I'm not the only one that sees it that way. I might be the only one that's not scared to say it, but it's pretty ridiculous. Why'd you have to get me talking about this? I didn't want to talk about this.
You're getting fired up. I like it.
It's not healthy for me to get this fired up before bed, Scott. I'm going to wake up in the middle of the night, half my pillow is going to be missing, and I'm going to have a freaking mouthful of feathers.
All because you got worked up. Oh, shoot. But yeah, it's like, I'm kind of like, great. Do whatever you want. We'll see you at whatever next week, or I don't know. To me, I don't know. I think they've had time, and I get maybe it's the same as all the other stuff. Like there's obviously more than we know, or they're telling you, but it's just like fucking get your shit together and I guess prove us wrong.
Yeah, exactly. You want to prove something to me, then show up and race. And first of all, finish a race, and then we'll see how you do.
There you go. Boom.
Because to me, all I can see is all the money that you wasted for a team for the last 2 years.
Ouch.
Zing!
We're not worried about hurting anyone's feelings tonight, bitches.
Hells no.
Ah, shoot. But so yeah.
Send hate mail to Scott at talkingmoto.com.
I would love that, actually. It's talkinmoto@gmail.com. Send it on in.
Sorry.
Send it on in.
Yes. Scott thrives on hate mail.
Some of these. Oh, it's like not to keep talking about it. It's just easy with his stuff. It's like, fucking man, people get so butthurt in like the comment section about that guy. Like, then the number one comment is, well, he's faster than you'll ever be. I'm like, well, yeah.
That's fine. That's perfectly true. But if that's your only argument, guess what? You need to come up with a new one.
Right. And it's just for shits and giggles the other day, I tried to figure out like how many races or seasons he's gone without completing all of them. All the rounds, all 17 races. And unfortunately, my stat is upstairs on the water cooler. But if my memory is right, the last time he finished a whole season, take a guess?
2012.
2009.
Holy crap. I thought I was being extreme.
No. So.
Why do we still pay attention to this guy? Oh, because you keep bringing him up. That's right.
You ass clown. Ah, shit. All right.
You're no better than the tabloids.
Ay. All right, so that's it. So okay, how about this? We will not talk about it, either one of them, until they start racing again. How's that sound? Jason's excited.
Woohoo!
All right. Fair enough. And that's it. That's really all I got. That is going to conclude my documents for tonight's show.
That concludes our broadcast day.
What else do we got, though? We still got the usual social media, Facebook. Been trying to have fun with it. Sometimes I might post something that I shouldn't, or sometimes I'll type something up and then I delete it because I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, but I need to work on that.
Do you post stuff and then delete it? Because I do that all the time.
No. I'll sit there and I will type something up like, God, this is hilarious. This is gonna piss somebody off, and then instead of hitting the return button, I'll delete it. So we need to work on the filter a little bit or turn it off. But
I do that with the emails at work. I write some very nasty emails and then I'm like, yeah, I better not send that. Delete.
People can be real pricks when you're just typing stuff out.
Yeah. But it's therapeutic.
Yeah. Nope. And you know what?
It seems to help.
This is your outlet, Jason. You can say whatever you want.
you might disagree with that.
So, but yeah, just make sure people are, liking and we're small enough that I like when I post stuff on the Talkin Moto Facebook page, and then you get a little interaction. You can really kind of see it, kind of, the likes and interactions. It's fun. So
Yeah.
So yeah, Facebook, simply Talkin Moto. We got Talkin Moto on Twitter, at Talkin Moto Podcast on that Instagram. And yeah, and now make sure if you're listening live on Twitch TV, you got to hit that little follow button. It's a little heart. So click on that, and then next time we go live, you should, I believe when you hit the little heart, it'll ask you if you want to receive notifications for when we go live. You want to make sure you're hitting yes.
Unless you're like me, and hell no, I don't want notifications.
I don't want to listen to these assholes. Yeah. So then next time we go live, you'll get a little email, be like, hey, Talkin Moto Podcast is now live. And then you can come hang out with us.
Yeah. You can come right over to my house and hang out with me.
Yeah, I got beers over here, so.
I actually have beers over here.
2 places.
Should have had one of those tonight. What wasn't I? Why didn't I think of that?
Should we make that mandatory?
No, because as soon as I run out of that case, I'm probably not going to buy another one. So, unless you're buying.
So what Jason is saying is you need to go to talkinmoto.com, click on the Amazon banner, and buy him a case of beer.
Buy me a case of Coors Light, please.
Oh man, but yeah. So yeah, we'll keep. I don't know. I'm liking this Twitch. I think it. Well, right now I like it. I haven't tried to upload the audio yet, so we'll see how all that shakes out. But
I like the fact that we got through a podcast without like losing each other.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even remember one time that like things just cut out even for a second. So this guy's impressed.
Boom. So that's good.
Wow.
So yeah, I think there'll be more things, and I'll try to mess around with a few more as kind of we get rolling with things. But yeah, I think for the first go, I'm liking the Twitch.tv. So I think we'll keep that rolling. Let's see what else. Yeah, another race this weekend. Let's see. Next race, if you're in that chat room, boom, San Diego.
Wow.
And man, I'm looking at it 9 o'clock. I'm liking these. I like the East Coast races. West Coast races.
I do too, man. I really don't mind 9 o'clock starts.
Oh.
You know, you get your evening activities out of the way. Boom. Get to watch some races.
Yep.
Even if the cops do bother you on the way home.
You causing trouble?
I had a little visit from the sheriff on the way home from my viewing party this weekend.
What happened? Or do we not want to talk about it?
Oh, it's all good. I had a brake light out on my pickup. It's bound to happen.
Was he looking for the D-Dub ticket?
He gave, we did the whole follow my finger, with your eyeballs test. I passed with flying colors.
Like, this ain't my first rodeo, buddy. Next.
I'm not going to lie. I was a little bit concerned. I mean, we went to the Motokazi banquet. So we had dinner at 6, and I had like 3 beers over the course of dinner and awards and whatnot. And then we went back to Jeff's, and I didn't have a drink after that. And this was at like 1:30 in the morning, so I was pretty darn sure I was safe. But there's always that little thing in the back of your head saying, "Oh, you were in so much trouble."
I thought you got picked or stopped from the viewing party going to Jeff's.
No,
All right.
no. I got stopped on my way home from Jeff's.
But you passed. Everything was. Did you get a fix-it ticket or just a warning?
Oh, no. Just hey, why don't you get that fixed? That was actually super cool. So.
Good. You don't need to get yourself in any trouble.
No, I don't need any of those coupons. And no, I haven't fixed my truck yet.
Yeah, it's fine.
I was going to tonight, but other duties called.
Speaking of fixing stuff, I still haven't fixed my car door.
Oh, good God, man. You're still getting it out of the passenger side.
Oh, my God. Yeah, one of these days. Actually, no.
I have 2 vehicles sitting in my garage that I can't drive, but guess what? The driver's door works on both of them.
You think we could fabricate one to fit a 2007 Ford Focus?
I would think that you'd be able to get something to work there.
Ay. Yeah.
If your brother is still listening, help a guy out, huh? Fix his freaking car. Jesus.
It's only been like August, like, what, 3 years ago, 2 years ago? I guess it's just,
Yeah, that was at ProNats, not last year, but the year before.
Yeah.
I can't believe you haven't fixed that yet. That's dedication right there.
I can't help it.
Oh, man.
So, yeah.
That brings up kind of a funny story. So I brought this Camaro home last weekend, and typical Camaro, the gas shocks on the rear hatch don't really work all that well. So I was trying to find, I used to have this little vice grip, and I was thinking, oh, this thing will, that little vice grip will be perfect. It'll hold the hatch open just like I need it to, whatever. And I'm just scouring my garage for it. Cannot find it. Looked through every toolbox I have, dug through the trailer, dug through everything. Couldn't find it. And then I remembered that I used that little vice grip to hold up the window in my red pickup, and I sold it that way.
Dope.
After it broke when we were in New Prague that weekend.
Oh, my God. Do we?
I tell you that so you know that everybody's been there, Scott.
Yeah. Might have to do that, Adam. Oh, yeah. So you saw his truck, right? I think you commented back on that video.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm thinking about swinging down there. But the only... Here's the kicker, is I believe that's Millville National Weekend.
Oh,
I know.
bummer.
I know.
Bummer.
So, I don't know. The thing for me, and this is why I didn't make it to Millville this year, is like the summers suck, especially later in July. Like July is busy, especially with the fair is in August. So I was working, so it was, and it's closer for me to go down there than back up to Millville, but so yeah, I think I'm gonna leave that weekend open for right now, and I might swing down and go hang out with the fam a little bit. So,
well, hey, we'll just see how the summer goes. I would love to go to more stuff like that. I really would. So, I saw that video and I was intrigued, to say the least. So that's the whole reason I'm building this car. I want to do stuff like that. So,
no, yeah, you'll have to swing on down and go shoot the shit with him down at his shop there. But that's it. You got anything else?
Oh, not really. If anybody's looking for a place to watch the race with some buddies this weekend, we're gonna have a group down at the big Farmington Lanes in lovely downtown Farmington.
Oh.
So if you want to come out, have a few beers, watch the races, that's where we'll be. Come join us if you want.
It's a hell of a commute, but it sounds like fun.
It'll be good. It works out good. Works out good for me and Jeff. I was given the responsibility to set up our Christmas party for work this year. And I'm like, why would I not take it to my number one sponsor, Farmington Lanes? Went down there. I'm like, so you guys want to host us? They're like, oh, hell yeah. So
Nice.
we're having our work Christmas party there earlier in the evening, and then we're going to hang out and watch the race. So come on down.
And I was just saying it was a hell of a commute for me because I'm in Milwaukee.
No, I totally get it. I don't expect you to show up. I was throwing that out to the one or two people that might listen to this in the next week.
1 or 2 hundreds of thousands.
I don't know what we get for listeners. I figured I'm just sitting here talking to this wall.
It's okay. If these walls could talk.
Oh, God, if these walls could talk, I'd be in trouble.
Oh, cool. Well, that's it. So this weekend it's San Diego round 2. So we'll see what
San
happens.
Diego, as Denny Stevenson used to say. San Diego.
Yeah, like I said, we kind of briefly talked about it, but I'm interested to see how the track lap times are, and if they go with what they did last year. Main event should be a little bit longer, so we'll see if that does anything. I don't know. Still on the fence.
See how she goes.
Yep. So that's it. Thanks for listening. Make sure to hit that follow button on Twitch. Create an account. It's free. Chop, chop. That's it.
Yeah.
Catch you guys next week.
Mahalo.